What's going on, Pixel Hackers? Christian Lovrecich from PixlFeed here. And in this video, we're going to talk about what's working right now with Facebook ads in 2021. But before we get started, you know what to do. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's dive right in. All right. So with Apple's iOS 14 almost here, it's already wreaked havoc on the Facebook ads platform. So I'm going to go over my list of what's working right now in all my campaigns, because I know everybody's going through the same issue right now where everything's all over the place, nothing's really sticking and nothing's really working for long periods of time. So I'm going to go over my list of what's working right now, so hopefully you can implement in your campaigns, your ad sets, your creatives, and keep everything steady and make some more money for you and your clients. All right, number one. This is the gold. This is the most valuable piece of information that I'm going to give you. As I said, iOS 14 is almost here, which means they're gonna block all tracking. So this is the most important one. First party data, custom audiences. What do I mean by that by first party data? That's any data that we can get our hands onto that we get directly from the client. So let me go over some examples. So one is obviously going to be your customer list. Most of you already know that. We can grab our customer list. If you have even a value assigned to it, even better. You grab that, you upload it to your audiences, you create a custom audience, and then we create obviously lookalikes like 1%, 2%, 5%, 10%, and on and on and on and on. So that's one. But here's where we can get even better data. So if you're using Klaviyo for your store, you're using any other type of autoresponder like ActiveCampaign, you can actually segment those audiences. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to create audiences of people that are, one, your VIP customers. That's a good one. Those are the people that come back all the time and buy from you all the time, VIP, the ones that spend the most money. So, let's say $100 or more, or, 500 bucks or more. That's just an idea. These are just ideas because it really varies depending on your business and the type of audiences you have. Another audience segmentation, for example, you can do is returning customers, right? That's a good one too, right? Anybody who returns to the store and has bought more than once from you, that's another segmentation list that you can create, right? Another idea that you can do, anyone who has clicked on your links. When you put the call to action in your email and say, click here, shop now, you can actually build an audience out of that. Another audience that you could build is anyone who has abandoned browsing products. That's another, browsers. Another list, anybody who has opened your emails. And if you have Klaviyo, you can do all of this, right? So that's just some examples for you guys. So first party data, another good one that most people don't think about. Stripe. If you're using Stripe or any type of merchant service account, you can actually download the names of the people who have bought from you and the purchase value, how much money they spent. That's another one. So, Stripe audiences, right? And I know some of you might be thinking, well, it might overlap if I create a purchase lookalike and blah, blah, blah. I hate to break it to you, but when you create a purchase lookalike or any lookalike out of your custom audiences inside Facebook, Facebook only is going to match around 40%. So your first party data is going to be more accurate than your pixels ever going to be. Because there's, with pixels is not always accurate, right? There's things that get in the way and block information, especially once iOS 14 hits, forget it. Everything's gonna get blocked. So that's your most important one. All right, that was working for me right now. Number two, single broad interest targeting. And what I mean by that, I mean really broad interest targeting. For some reason, Facebook right now is loving big audiences, broad audiences. I guess the algorithm is doing a better job of trying to pick out the people that are most likely to purchase or not. So if you remember, if you watch my audience insights video where I tell you to go for the highest affinity audience, meaning that if you're in the boxing niche, you need to find the people who are hardcore into boxing, who know the names of the amateur boxers. Those are the small, little, tiny audiences that you can add up together, and that's a high affinity audience. That used to work, but now Facebook is all about broad. So if you just throw up boxing by itself, you're going to get results. But here's a very, very minor detail that you want to know. Let's say you do boxing. All right? If you have more than 1,000 purchases total, or leads total in your store, your funnel, whatever, you want to check audience expansion on. There's a little square right there that under detailed targeting, you put boxing, there's a little square, you want to do audience expansion. So you do that. Okay, including on this, another thing that's working for me is number 3, manual placements, but not all manual. I leave all the placements that come from Instagram and Facebook, but I get rid of the audience network and Messenger. It's not working on any of my accounts. Don't ask me why. It's just not converting. It's not working. If you're sitting here saying, Christian, but it works for me, it really works for me, then you know what? Go to breakdowns, break down all your data, and look at your placements. If your audience network and Messenger is converting, which I can tell you 95% of you are not going to see that, then leave them on. But they're not working. They're just not. Okay? Now let's talk a little bit about how we're scaling. That's the other thing. There's no consistency right now. So number 4, there's 2 ways that we can go about scaling. All right. One is duping your winning ad sets with exactly the same budget. Okay, do not up the budget, do not change the budget. If an ad set is bringing you results after 3 days, you go ahead and you dupe it. Do not touch the budget, just dupe it. Now this is what's going to happen. Okay, I like to do it in increments of 3. Okay, so you know when you go to duplicate a campaign, you press the duplicate button and it gives you a choice of like how many ad sets you want to, how many times you want to duplicate it. I do 3. And the reason why I do that, because I hate to say this, because it's pretty much like gambling. You're gambling at this point. Facebook, even the engineers have admitted to this, that their audiences are not completely accurate. So out of the 3 dupes that you do, mark my words, 1 is gonna work out of the 3. Only 1's gonna work. 2 are gonna be losers. So how do you decide this? You let them run for 24 hours and you kill the ones that do not bring you any conversions under the CPA that you're looking for. Sometimes out of the 3, none are gonna convert. Very small percentage that it will happen, but it can happen. If it does happen, guess what you're gonna do? Duplicate it, kill the losers, duplicate it 3 times again. I know, it's a headache. Welcome to Facebook ads 2021. All right, that's 1. Another way, number 5, to scale your campaigns slowly but surely. If you're not trying to go all crazy and try to scale high, super high, fast or right away, it's been working really well for me. It's very annoying because I'm used to just cranking it up, right, and then going all the way. But it's upping budget by 20% every 24 hours. Nothing less than that. 24 hours. You check your campaigns in the morning, you look at your CPA. If your CPA is on target or less, you go ahead and you bump that up with 20%. It's working really well, especially with CBOs. I'm doing both CBOs and ABOs. ABOs are working, performing better than CBOs, but in some accounts, I have some CBOs that are kicking ass. And the way I've been scaling them for the past like 2 weeks, it's literally 20% every 24 hours. Now, at one point, you're gonna reach the point where your CPA is going to go up by like 25%. When you see that, the next day, if your CPA goes up by 25%, that means that you're already past this sweet spot. So it's very important when you see your CPA change, you roll it back down, okay? And the way that I want you to do this, listen very carefully, it's very important because for some reason this works well too. When you up the budget by 20%, I want you to open a tab in Google and go $50 plus 20%. And sometimes I want you to pick cents. So if it's like, whatever the 20% number is, make it like 53.67 with 67 cents. Do not do an even number like 50 or 54 or 52 or 62 or 65. Do like, if it's 62, then do 61.47 or 61.38. Trust me on this. I don't know why, but campaigns seem to perform better. Ads seems to perform better when the numbers are not even. I know. I don't even know how to come up with this stuff, but somehow I find this out. I actually found that out by accident because I didn't feel like doing the math in my head. So I just, did the calculation and 20%, it was 20%. All right. Another one that is very, very important. And last but not least, small retargeting pools. I mean pools of people, pools of users, all right? So what I notice is working. For some reason, 30 days are not working really well. Some of them are converting, but the CPA is still high on retargeting. So you're getting conversions at 30 days, but the CPA is way too high. Well, guess what? If you do 7 days, 3 days, and if you stay till the end, I'm gonna give you a bonus. Those are converting much better. If you have a small account and you don't have that much data, you go to custom audiences and you create an audience of people who have viewed and added to cart in 7 days. So VC plus ATC, 7 days. If you're not using dynamic product ads, right? If you're using dynamic product ads, you should be able to just choose 7 days, people who viewed or added to cart. But if you're just doing a regular retargeting campaign, just go to custom audiences. And then when you go to custom audience, create audience, make sure you choose, pull the same people who view content plus added to cart in the same session, 7 days. You do 7 days if you don't have enough data, and then you do another audience of 3 days the same way. If it's dynamic product ads, once again, it gives you a little option right there where you just move the numbers. If you have plenty of data, meaning that you've been established, you have plenty of data, you got plenty of sales, then you're going to split them. You're going to do just view content and just add to cart. And those should bring you great results as well with low CPAs. If the frequency gets too out of hand, go ahead, play with the budget. Make sure you don't get, like 30 frequency or something crazy like that, 25 frequency. I do have some accounts where I can get away with it, but I don't do it all the time. I try to keep it at a conservative number, like 5 or 10. If your frequency is getting too high, like 10, 20, 30, that means that you don't have enough traffic coming from the top of the funnel. That means you have to spend more at the top of the funnel to fill up the rest of your funnel and to have more people to retarget to on the retargeting end. All right, and before I go, my bonus that it doesn't even fit here, that's working really well. And I'm gonna, where do I put it? Engagement. Lookalikes. What do I mean by that? Anyone who has engaged with your Facebook page, post, ads, clump them all together and create some lookalikes out of that. Literally, like just clump it all together. All the options that you have with your Facebook page, just boom, 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 boom. People, they just clump them all together into one big burly audience and create your 1% to 10% lookalikes. Stack them up or test them separately, and they are working real well. Guys, I hope that helps. If you like this video and if you like to support the channel, make sure to check out the links in the description below. And if you want to keep learning about Facebook ads and digital marketing in general, or just marketing in general, click one of the boxes right above me. And I will see you guys in the next video.